Hey guys, Marsengen here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to be taking the Anniversary GT Duo up against the Metal Cooler Core Red Zone stage. This one is going to be quite a good one for them for a couple of different reasons. Now, the first one, obviously, is the fact that we have type advantage over the core when we get to the end. But secondly, we, as you can see, are in a pretty good position in this first phase against the Metal Cooler army to take all the hits that we need in order to build up the standby ability for the GT duo. Because unlike the Boo duo, who need to perform a certain number of super attacks, the GT duo need to be hit 4 times in order to get their standby ready to go. Obviously, both of them also have the condition if you're below 50% HP, and then there is no turn restriction, but the other one is be hit 4 times for these guys, or super attack 4 times with the other guys, and be on at least turn 4. So as you can see, on turn 1, like, they've taken 4 hits now, so as soon as we get to turn 4, even if we are not on the minimum HP restriction, we can use their standby ability. So that should be pretty good. I am expecting the Spirit Bomb to be able to do quite a lot of damage to the Metal Cooler Core, considering, again, we do have type advantage over him. So yeah, should be pretty good. We've taken a bit of damage already. Now, the problem is with the GT Duo standby, which we'll get into here, which I'm going to have to be careful. You'll see on the next turn, if we have indeed dropped below 50%, which I think we have, we will technically be able to use the standby with the friend GT duo that are going to come up on the next turn. The problem is when it comes to these guys, and I think it's going to be one of the only real issues with running them as a lead, right, and running 2 of them on the same team, is the fact that we can only really use the revival of one of them. And the reason, of course, if you're, not aware of this sort of setup, is the revival ability is their their standby ability. So, as you probably know at this point, you can only revive with 1 unit on a team for the entire fight. So, say for example, if we had used their standby on this turn, and then Vegeta dies, we revive, drop the Spirit Bomb, which of course against the Metal Cooler army is completely pointless because it doesn't really matter how much damage it does. We actually can't kill them, and we always fight them just for 3 turns. But then it means if we use the standby with the other one, when we're actually up against the Metal Cooler Core, when that Vegeta gets killed, which he will do because it's kind of what he's designed for, right? He's providing the rotation with a lot of support, but he doesn't have a lot of good defense himself. So then he'll die to the core, and then we won't revive because we've revived already. So that is something you have to think about if you are going to run these guys' team, is that you are really only able to use the ability with one. Now, obviously, you could, depending on the rotation, we could, if we wanted to, use the standby with the other GT duo if we were able to, say, put them in a slot where Vegeta's not actually getting attacked, and then he's not going to die, and he's providing the rotation with a ton of support, which is really good. But you obviously have to think about how that's then going to translate into, like, the future turns where he is possibly then going to have to take a load of attacks, right? So let's do this. I really wanted to save a decent amount of physical orbs for the guys at the back. More so for the healing than caring about, like, how much ki they get. But I guess we can get some here. We have dropped to fairly low HP here. God Goku should be good in slot 1. We got the guard, we got all the orbs, he's got his extra dodge chance. He's not really dodging any of these normal attacks, but he's only taking double-digit damage, so that's fine. The only thing we really need him to dodge is a super, because he hasn't had any build-up yet. So him getting hit by a super would not be ideal, even after he has attacked and raised his defense. Obviously, Bulma is a super good option for this team, giving the support that lasts for not just the turn that she's on, but the following turn as well. She does have her active skill, which is not only powerful, but does help to buff all your allies. The fact that it gives a lot of extra ki is really, really good as well, considering the Anniversary LRs do get those extra super attacks and, like, the extra buffs if they are getting to a certain amount of ki. So that's obviously very, very good. Like, getting a guaranteed additional super when you get to 24 ki is obviously very powerful. Like here we get the additional from their passive, which is only a 70% chance to be a super, but that does come through here for us. And then because we got 24 key, we then get the guaranteed extra super here as well. And we obviously have the possibility of getting the hidden potential super attack. So, and there you go. So pretty good performance from them on this turn. Remember, each of their super attacks, not only do they infinitely stack attack, which is going to make the Spirit Bomb more powerful when we actually get to do it, but it raises their defense for the turn, which means the obviously the more supers they do, the higher their defense is going to be, and then it's backed up by the 50% damage reduction when it's fully built up. So definitely getting as many supers as possible, really good, right? Because was this turn 2 or turn 3? So if this was turn 2, this was turn 3. So these guys, they must be fully built up because they super attacked at least once last turn. So they are fully built up. These guys, how many times did they get to super on the previous turn? I'm actually not sure. But what we can do here, I think we will just use the standby, right? So let's exchange into the GT Vegeta. We'll get some decent links active here with the Gohan in slot 3. And then if we pick up the orbs, we get the support from Bulma. So Bulma post-supering. Will she live a super attack here from the Metal Cooler Core? I think she only gets the 170 leader skill from the GT duo. And next to this Vegeta, I think she's only going to have Fierce Battle and Legendary Power. So her defense is not going to be like crazy high. Yeah, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, she has 200k. So there is the possibility that she could take a lot of damage here. But how many orbs do we need to get her full buff? Is it 7 or 8? 7. She gets a guaranteed additional super. Because remember, she does raise defense on both of her supers. So her being able to get the guaranteed additional here is really good. That gives everyone else the extra support as well. Then we get these. Ideally, Vegeta gets to attack before he gets potentially killed. Because his 18 key super greatly raises attack for 1 turn, but it raises superclass allies attack by 40%. As far as I'm aware, and someone can correct me if I am wrong, but that buff plays into the Spirit Bomb. So if he gets to attack first and then dies, the Spirit Bomb will be more powerful than if, say, the Metal Cooler Core kills Bulma and then he launches the Spirit Bomb, right? So hopefully that will come through here nicely. I mean, we have the potential to get 3 supers here with Bulma. We're getting the guaranteed one because we picked up enough orbs. So if we get the 3rd super as well, I think I'd be a lot more confident that she could live a super attack here. And we do get it, so look at that. Even on this team, right, where she's not going to be getting the highest like numbers because it's not the perfect setup for her specifically, she's still so useful to the team. But let's see, how much does she take here? 160k, I mean, that's pretty good. So I think Vegeta is almost guaranteed to die. Did we start the turn below his HP restriction? Because if you're below a certain amount of HP, he doesn't get the extra defensive buff. Yeah, 191, so yeah, he did. But, not for long. It's Spirit Bomb time, so yeah, exactly. You haven't won yet. I think like we said before, regardless of what you think about like the GT Goku voice actor, I think Vegeta's lines are all nailed in both of these anniversary exchange like animations. So, plus, as I said in that video I made, like I'm not a huge fan of the pick of like the VA for the GT Goku, but I still think the lines are like delivered perfectly fine. So here we go. Let's launch this Spirit Bomb. The animation looks super good regardless of what you think of the voices. 24 million damage crit. It's pretty good. So, yeah. I think we can go ahead and do this. Now, we do get extra attack if we put them here. But, depending on where he super attacks again, they are obviously much more likely to survive a super attack than Goku. Although, of course, saying that, now that I've put him in the middle, we can't get 6 orbs. And I would need him to guard, ideally. 24-9. Oh, yeah, you do get more. Alright, well, we'll do this. I mean, there's only 1 attack in the middle. Even if it is a super, we should... Actually, no, I say we should live. We should dodge it if... as long as God Goku decides to play ball here. But I think the GT duo, as long as they get the additional super from the 70% chance, we're getting a guaranteed one from the 24 key. Yeah, here we go. So if they don't kill him, God Goku should, right? Wait, God Goku wasn't sealed, was he? I actually don't remember. But yeah, 5.3. Is this my one? This is my one that is 79% and not quite full level 10 links. So we get the crit. Yeah, pretty good performance from them. No attack support on the rotation as well, remember. And then Goku is not sealed. So he's up to 6.5. Is that going to be enough? Because we didn't get enough orbs to get his guaranteed additional super. Ooh, not quite. And he didn't dodge. Oh, he took double-digit damage. Okay, wow. I was overestimating the power of Metal Cooler's normal attacks, I guess. And then Gohan comes in and finishes him off. So, yeah, there you go. The GT Duo, 24 million damage with the Spirit Bomb. And the thing you have to bear in mind, I think I mentioned it earlier on, is these guys are infinitely stacking attack with all of their supers. So in a longer event, the later you choose to use the exchange into Vegeta and then drop the Spirit Bomb, the more damage it's going to do because they've been stacking attack for longer and longer. So considering that, you know, the Metal Cooler Core is one of the shorter of the more difficult fights, but I think it does play well in their favour. As I said at the start, you get a lot of opportunities for them to get their hits in against the Metal Cooler army, and then once you get to the core, you have type advantage. Like I say, the only downside to them is when you're running two of them, you don't really want to use the exchange on the second Vegeta. So I think one of the best team builds, and I will do videos on this, we'll do obviously some of the solo showcases, like we'll do the Buu Duo versus the Metal Cooler Core as well. The best team builds are probably going to be running them both together on someone else's team, right? Because they get a 200% lead from Vegeta and Trunks, they get it from the God Goku, and they get it from the AGL Super Saiyans from the GT Duo banner as well. So a lot of good opportunities for running them both on the same team. Now, the Buu Duo, you can use their standby with both of the characters because it doesn't end in a revival. So I think I might try and get it to play out this way when we do the Metal Cooler Core video, because in theory we could get one of them to go into standby in the Metal Cooler core, the Metal Cooler army section, have their Spirit Bomb ready to go as we go into the core, and then immediately use the standby with the other one, which would obviously be a lot of power we could potentially cook up. So that'd definitely be good. But let me know what you guys think of the GT Duo and their team down below. Hopefully you got lucky if you did try and pull them. If you haven't gotten around to doing your summons yet, I hope you do get good luck. But let me know what you think of them and their team down below in the comments section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.